Taurus, so how you doing? So welcome to your actual August tarot card reading. I put this on and I was thinking that I was on Patron already, man, because I have to do like 3. So anyway, you could be dealing with a Scorpio or Pisces. I'm keeping up Pisces 3. Something to do with a mother or Pisces or a grandmother. I keep hearing grandma. Grandma, we love you. Grandma, we do. Something to do with around grandmothers and mothers. I pick up like a huge family, like a big family ordeal, okay, or a big family event or something like that, or like a birthday or something. So what we're looking at, August, so it could be something around Leo, okay, but I'm picking up like an organization, or like what you had for your channel stuff of like trying to take on an organization and trying to take down a major corporation and God knows what else. And like, and I was telling people through the channel stuff, like, is to move on from the energy, is around trying to take down a corporation of something that was taken from you. If it was taken from you, it was taken from you for a reason. If that be love, work, money or career and it was stolen, it was taken for a reason, okay? So you'll have to watch your channel stuff for that. But if you've just found this channel, Taurus, and you've just clicked on for the tarot reading, I also channel as a psychic medium. And you'll find that video before this one, or actually when it comes up on the screen. Hopefully if I remember to do it, it'll take you back to the one that was before this. Okay, you really could be dealing with that Aries Scorpio person there of a number 4 Taurus, okay? Or a life path number 4, could be. But anyway, Taurus, you can watch this as a Sagittarius or a Taurus because of the 5 or a life path 5. Okay, sorry about the commotion. So let's see what you've got coming up for your August, Taurus. Let's see Taurus for August. Taurus for August. Okay, so you got the same energy, and I've shuffled these 1,000 times before the camera as well. Came out through Aries reading, and it was right there. It's the second card out. So this decision, it could be dealing with a Libra or life path number 2, but deciding what to do about this scenario that could have been coming up for your channel messages. Okay, you really could be dealing in a third-party energy and going to court for a lot of you. Okay, 3 of Pentacles. Sorry, I'm so beat at the moment. Your energy is like, I don't know, very like scorpionic energy of 5 also, like Scorpio and 5s, like a lot of restriction, a lot of like anxiety or Angus or Icarus, and like Virgo placement, like 5 placement, Sagittarius, Taurus, Virgo placement of 9. Like just like a lot of restriction and a lot of anxiety and a lot of being like panic attacks or fed up and frustrated and can't get in, can't get out, can't get away, can't get people to understand, like can't, shall I, shan't I, can I, can't I, will I do this, will it work, will it not work, like just justice, or like some sort of like fighting energy. Like I feel it around your like around this reading. Fighting energy, like stubborn, arrogant, can't get through, can't get out, can't get away, just can't get through to the person to make them want me. You know, I can't get through to the person, you know, or they've blocked, completely gone, absconded and gone. That actually came up for your channel stuff. Like someone that's physically gone, left the earth, or like left the will to somebody else, or gave it all to someone else and not to another person, or something that is going to a person, like in court or out of court, or like a person keeps going to another person but not to the other person, and the person that is like not, or afraid not, a Piscean energy could be involved here, and like because it's not and it's no, and I don't like to be told no, and then like oh man, it's so restrictive energy at the moment, Taurus. Because I keep hearing this like no, like I'm sorry, but there's nowhere to go, or like something that was taken from a person, financially, physically, mentally, but taken from a person, or they've taken too long. Like you've taken too long. Like if you took a mile, they'd take 10 years. You know, it's kind of like Tanya. I'm picking up Tanya or Tara, but like taken too long to actually happen. So for a lot of you, if you've been magically trying to like make something happen and it hasn't, and it's taken too long to actually manifest itself down to work, that's because it isn't. That's why. If you've been metaphysically fighting spiritual karmic law and you want that to happen, It ain't gonna. It isn't gonna. If you've been wanting harm or someone to get caught for what they're doing, it won't. It doesn't happen that way, okay? It's just that my spirit is now getting kind of like very, like, it's getting very angry. It's kind of saying, look, spiritual stuff doesn't work that way. Just hoping that it happens. Hope is what was in the bottom of Pandora's box. Hope will keep you going and keep you going. But hope is destroying energy of having hope of one day that maybe someone might get karmic justice, but they don't. You know, is really what I keep hearing. That one day they might just fly back into my arms, but they don't, and they haven't. One day they might change. One day they might change their mind. You know, I keep picking up all of those questions coming from someone's head of like, one day they might change, one day they might want to do this, one day they, you know, I could be dealing with air energies like Gemini or but like Libra, but like one day they might change their mind, one day they do this, the next day it's like Jekyll and Hyde, the name Jackie or Jackson or Jackie or Jack or Julian, Jason, Justin, Jasmine, but like one day they're this, one day they're something else. It's like bipolar. Okay, like bipolar. Like one day you're alright, the next minute you're not alright. The 1 minute you're talking, then the next minute you're not talking. The 1 minute that you want to do this, 1 minute, and then the next minute you don't. 1 minute you say you're going to do this on this day, but then when the next day comes, you don't do it. Okay, 1 minute that you say that you're going to do this or feel within yourselves, right, I really know what I'm going to do tomorrow. And then when tomorrow comes, it's kind of like that, yesterday once more, shooby-doo on play. So it's kind of like yesterday never came. Okay. They never come. It's kind of like this. Someone had this plan that it was going to happen and it never did. Like someone was like, okay, yeah, no, I'm definitely on my way. I'm going to come over and visit you and blah, blah, blah. And they don't. They absconded someone. And they're like, yeah, I'm going to come over tomorrow. I've got a mate that's a Cancerian that does that. And now I'm kind of like, I will say, yeah, all right. You'll say, all right, bruv. Yeah, he said, we'll go around blah, blah, blah tomorrow if you want, or do something tomorrow. What are you up to tomorrow? I'm like, same as always, bruv. I'll work from home, so just give me a bell. It's like, yeah, no, we'll go do that tomorrow. And then as he gets out my car, I always say, I'll see you next year then, Mike. Okay? Because I know damn well that I ain't going to hear from him for like months and months and months. And he don't. And that's pretty much what is in this card, is what I'm feeling. Is someone made these plans, the best made plan. It was around a number 2 or a Libra for ages, okay, and it was this best made plan of waiting and wanting for something to happen, but they never came. Like they made a plan of like, okay, I can't wait for the grandkids to get here, or I can't wait to get all the family together, and then all of a sudden they're like, yeah, sorry mum, but we've got like shitloads of stuff on and we've got work, and like, you know, the missus is fucking, you know, whatever, or Trevor, the name Trevor, okay, but like, or Tracy, but like, and they're like, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to let you down. And they're like, oh no, man, I was fucking so looking forward to you coming over. And like, yeah, I'm sorry, I got work, and like, we got things on, like, you know. And this person's now at home thinking, oh well, one day, when can we do it then? When can we do that again? And then again, and you're like, yeah, I don't know. We'll just pencil it in as maybe, but you know, is really what I'm picking up on here. But your messages were very frustrated around this someone trying to get something going that wasn't, okay, and they kind of focused that much on it to get something up and running that it isn't up and running, and it was around business or it was around a relationship and trying to wait for it to happen, but it never did, or it doesn't, and it just doesn't go anywhere, okay, and it could even be a connection that you have with someone and it's just not going anywhere, like it's just not got the legs, okay. I mean, is it Bob or Rob? But like, I don't know, I picked it up before, someone that hasn't got any legs, I don't know, but Bob or Rob, but like someone that hasn't got legs, I mean, is it a vibrator? But like, I'm sorry, but it just doesn't have the legs. That's a good fucking job, as it'd run off. So you really could be dealing with a 7 or a Cancerian, and they're like, well, they always leave me absconded and stranded right at the most crucial moment. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I kind of, you've kind of got this, someone waits for something to happen and then it doesn't, and they're kind of like, on a promise, there you go. Like, this is why I don't ever promise people. I never promise people that I'll do it. I always say, yeah, we'll see, you know, we'll see. And they're like, no, I want you to make a, like, and I'm like, Well, I don't know yet. Like, I don't know from one day to the next. Like, fucking, I don't know, the world could end tomorrow. I'm not a plan maker. I do things like spontaneous. I'm very spontaneous, me. So if someone ever asks me, look, you know, we've got a plan, blah, 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 let's all make sure that we've done a plan. I'll be the first one to be like, oh, yeah, I won't look for hope in it. You know, if friends say, look, we're going to do all this next week, do you want to come? And I'm like, yeah, bruv, just give me a shout, I'll be ready. You know, if they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. You know, but it's kind of like that, of like a best made plan of someone that makes plans and then it doesn't happen and they get let down. This is why I won't never say yes to a person. I'll say, well, maybe, you know, probably. We'll see what happens then. And they're like, well, what are you doing in 2 months' time? You're like, fuck, I don't know, bruv, I could have moved to Mars by then. You know, and it feels like that. Like, what are you doing in 3 weeks' time? I'm always like, every time I get that question, I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, what am I doing in 3 weeks' time? I might be fucking psychic, but more than likely working and fucking knocking one out. Or like, I don't know, playing music or something. But like, what are you doing next month? I don't know. Working. So, can you have some time off? I don't know. 11:11 on the clock, so it has to be kind of right. Someone makes plans and then they fail. It's like a string of failed attempts of trying to get something going. It's around the Libra energy as well here. A string of failed attempts to try and get something to work that isn't. A string of failed attempts in relationships that they work and then all of a sudden they don't. Or someone has this condition of like, well, 1 minute you're speaking and the next minute you're not. 1 minute you're okay and then the next minute you feel completely different. Or 1 minute I'm okay about my jab. Some of you are like raving fucking lunatics. Probably the people that are like telling me in the comment section, listen, you ain't supposed to have the jab. Come on, man, you're better than that. Fucking, I think my reply was like, sorry, but I signed up with the FDCH 59 sector and gave permission to the aliens to send intergalactic messages to the aliens and gave permission to probe my sphincter. That was my reply. So, I don't know, some of you are kind of like fighting against the government and telling people that they shouldn't because they're implanting supercomputers into people. I mean, come on, what the fucking hell, really? I mean, you know, I mean, that's a Taurus all day long, man, with conditioning. You're either going to believe one way or the other. I don't know. But y'all can't force other people to do it, right? Well, I'm picking up this, trying to force something to work that isn't. Fucking hell, man. I gave permission to the FDC 959 sector. Started sending intergalactic messages to the aliens and said, look, it's alright if you want to come down here and probe my sphincter. Don't worry about it, it's all cushy, bruv. You can go straight up it. You know? I mean, what do y'all guys believe in, really? I mean, come on, fuck me. I mean, you know, you can believe in aliens and shit like that, man, but really believing that the fucking government is implanting supercomputers into people's fucking DNA and blood? I mean, come the fuck on. Really? I mean, you know, fucking hell, bruv. I mean, even if they did, fucking good luck to them. They'll probably know that I'm fucking banging one out at one point. Do you know? I don't really care. They know when you're sleeping. They do know when I'm sleeping because I have a CPAP machine. It's actually networked to the hospital. There you go. I mean, you must be watching this. I don't know who you was. But like, they know when you sleep, they know when you're awake. They do. That's called a CPAP machine, bruv. They do know when I'm asleep and when I'm awake. Because it fucking gives them a readout, tells them Stephen Abbott slept like this at some point. Fucking hell. Like, oh, and again, it might even be on this channel. Who the fuck phoned me at 3 o'clock in the morning? I've now had to take off my, what do you call it? The video calling machine thing that I used to do. What do you call it? Fuck it, it's not FaceTime, but you can use it as that. Some fucking lunatic phoned me on that, and it comes through these speakers. Just out of the blue, decided, you know what, I'm going to phone Steve at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Woke me up completely. I couldn't get back to sleep. Of course, I'm not going to fucking answer it. Someone just decides to ring. What is it called? Oh, I don't know. So who was that? If anybody of you out there was, please make sure you tell me who that was in the comment section that decided to ring me at 3 a.m. in the morning. Just not pay, not ask, not send an email, just decided to ring it, and somehow find my name, and then ring. Really? Why the fuck would someone do that? So, that's all gone now. people do that, man. They hunt me down on different fucking platforms and think that they're gonna like just, oh, I'm just gonna ring you up. Really? Fucking hell. I'm just gonna ring you. I don't know what this is for. Fucking 3 o'clock in the morning, man. I've got 100-watt speakers that sit here. 100-watt speakers. That's rigged up to when things used to call, when I used to do private calls. Okay, I had to stop all of that because people were going fucking loopy. But like finding my name and sending me friendship requests and stuff and God knows what else and everything, and like, you know, phoning me out, just ringing my thing at like my computer at God knows what hour that it was. I don't know. Let's get on with your reading. I think it's probably in this one. Let's see, Taurus, what they got going on for August. I've wasted majority of your reading fucking doing probably what I said through the actual Aries reading and just having a go at someone. I mean, you know, come on. If you're one of these people, please don't come at me with supercomputer talk of being injected into like blood DNA system and like, you know, fucking ringing my phone and whatnot at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. There's no way I'm going to answer that anyway. But like, anyway, I'm trying to decide what to do about the family. Okay, I'm family, Jenny, that's what I'm hearing. I'm trying to decide what to do with the family. I'm trying to decide whether they're coming or not. The best made plan is that I had family arrangements, but somebody broke their promise. Is what I'm hearing here. Okay, you got Capricorn, Gemini energy. Taurus. It's kind of like this, some of this is spending time around the family home. Someone here is like a housewife or an energy of a person that's retired, a retirement home or retirement village. Came up in the Aries Scorpio reading that someone might be looking to either one, renovate the house or the home, or physically move a person to a retirement home or retirement village is what I'm also hearing here. Someone that lives in a village, okay, village. I don't know if you have them in America, but we have towns, cities and villages, okay. So I keep hearing a village. The village people. But yeah, anyway, let's see. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, North Node for August. So you got the Page of Pentacles and the 5 of Cups, you see. Sagittarius, Taurus placement of 5 or a life path 5, being let down, family, love, interest, absconded, squandered on my own. Okay, what do I do now with no one to speak, nowhere to go, nowhere to turn? If I turn forward, I go to my parent karmic energy. If I turn behind me, okay, and I want to go into the relationship's really not like someone's got abandonment. Well, it's not abandonment issues. It's just, well, someone that may not like being alone here, but like you know, is kind of like going through. Well, I mean, I always look at an energy here of Sagittarius, Taurus energy, of worried about being on my own, or life path 5. Being like, when I turn around and I look at my family, they're batshit crazy. When I look around at my partner, they don't want to be around me either. And I feel completely absconded and abandoned, and that no one really wants to talk to me. Nobody really wants to know. How can I explain all the unexplainable? That's what I'm saying. Stop telling friends and people about aliens and God knows what else. If they start losing interest, they lose interest. Don't tell people about spiritual stuff. I've got loads of people that don't speak to me anymore because every time I was with them, all I would talk about is this fucking spiritual shit and God knows what else. And listen, this best way to really do this, because you might sort your life out, blah blah blah, and really it's because of Jupiter and planet, bruv, they all soon got to start getting pissed off and like not ringing me up. Right, so any of you guys out there, you know, that I would advise, you know, if you're looking at people and they're kind of like really like, fuck, I'm really not interested, is because they're not interested. You know, something that someone has about them that someone's not finding. That's what I'm saying about motivation. I think that came up in a reading. I was saying someone wanted to do motivation stuff and things like that, and they wanted to be a certain way, but they don't. You know, you got to be motivated in order to be a motivational speaker. Okay, and you've also got to be very temperamental also, and you got to see it from different angles. Because I'm picking up an energy of like when some people don't see it that way, I see it one way, you see it the other. Okay, so it's kind of like this person that when I look at my family, I look back at that situation and I got abandoned and like I'm the only child and the lone wolf energy, or wolf on the icon something wolf. Okay, but like I'm the lone wolf, and I'm the only person in the family really that was absconded by my brothers and sisters and really told that, you know, they don't want anything to do with me. And then really when I stand here looking at my actual relationship itself, that seems to have gone to shit, and that seems to have squandered itself as well. And really, what do I do with my life without people in it? What do I do? What do I find? Okay, so someone could have lost a person here physically, metaphysically, but like, what do I do without them here? Okay, somebody here is a parent, and they're that obsessed about their child that they worry that when their child isn't with them, what are they going to do without that? I know people, trust me, I know people, that families that go through this, and also grandparents, okay? And I also know the opposite end. Like I said, I'm very diplomatic. I know people that tell me, and people that have been in my life, how difficult that is as a child, okay, that is absconded by brother and sister, okay, and focused on those two but not this person, or two brothers and one sister, not the sister energy but the two brothers, yes, okay. Also like energies of where a grandparent is so focused on the two children that have kids compared to the one that doesn't, makes the abandoned one in the first place feel abandoned, and then also blames the child that I'm spending more time with your brother and sister and everything else, and like, oh, I'm just letting you know that we've made all of these plans. This actually happened. This is a true story. Somebody made a plan that I know of, okay, to abscond the daughter, to focus that much on the two sons, and it was a grandparent, and she pretty much set all and organised all this up of a meeting of like, everybody's going to come over, phone the daughter and say, oh, I'm just letting you know that we've made all of these plans and blah 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 to see the grandkids, but you're not invited. Oh no, we can't fit you in the car. I'm just letting you know that we're doing all of these exciting things, but you're not invited. Okay, made this person feel absolutely awful shit and terrible. Okay, guess what happened? The actual people with the two brothers with the actual kids themselves didn't even want to turn up in the first place, and let the grandmother down and told her no. Now she was kind of like, oh, it's okay to everybody, we're not actually going now. Yeah, there you go, there's karma for you, right? When you abscond one of your daughters or your sons and tell them no, okay, and that they're not coming and everything else like that, and then what you find is that you're on your fucking own when you focus too much on the other two, the two brothers focus that much on the two brothers, and then karma snaps and comes back around where they're like, well, actually, we're not fucking coming anyway. So now you're on your own. Damn shame what they did to that dog, just like what they said in Aquarius. Damn shame what you did to the Leo, right? They're coming to America. Damn shame what they did to that dog, right? Something about this dog as well, man. What is it keep coming up about this dog just lately? Around someone spending more time with their dog than what they are in a relationship. Or spending more time with their animals, or I don't know, I mean, you might want to, but I keep picking up that someone's spending more time with like their grandkid than their actual children, or something like that. I'm adding a little flavour of what I know happened in this, because it is in this reading, okay? Believe you me, one of these people is also a Taurus, okay? But yeah, abscond one of the children but focused on the other two. That's what I'm saying. I'm that focused on my other two children, but not this one. This one was the spawn of Satan. Or, which it wasn't. It was actually one father in this scenario. But I'm actually picking up like one is absconded because of maybe had another relationship with another person, and it's the odd child out compared to the person that had children with, say, one person, that they had two children or three. These two were actually by one person, and this child was by another one, and the child gets persecuted by the actual family member because they were as classed as the spawn of Satan. That does happen as well, and I know people that do that as well, so okay. But some of this also, like I said, is what I'm picking up. There's this huge family ordeal as well. Like I said, someone focuses on a collective energy of family. Is that the other two are more important than the other one. So we're going to push one of the kids out and focus on the other two. But then the best made plan that was made through here failed itself, and then then karma snapped and then made this person on their own with no grandchild or no child, because It was. They were pushing one of these people out. They were pushing one of these people out to make them feel awful that they weren't invited. That's only if that was intimidation and spoke to this person and they stopped speaking and not bothered and they were like, no, to be quite honest with you, I really don't give a shit, to be honest. You do what you like. Okay? So there you go. And then that happened in the family where someone got let down because everybody wasn't invited, and then the two people here said no, and then the whole domino train fell and everybody ended up with fucking nobody here. And that can happen in a third party metaphysical one as well. I've said if you're metaphysically connected with, say, the karmic energy and so on and so forth, you all end up with no one. You all end up with no one. When the drama triangle breaks metaphysically, you all go your separate ways and neither of you end up together. You all end up, because after how long has a piece of string been, or unless your name's Bean or Beanie, but how long has the piece of string been? That long is the fact that none of you actually want each other at that point anyway. So you all go your separate ways, the karmic triangle breaks, the situation is all learned, and you all fly off like butterflies meeting another karmic energy, and you go into another one, and then another one, and then another one, okay? Whether it be with family, children, kids, or whatever, okay? But your karma's never over. So that's some story. Yeah, I definitely keep picking up that someone was focused that much on this family thing happening that when it didn't, they got let down. They got let down. Someone was really hoping that someone was going to come back and they didn't. Someone is basically metaphysically just left with a connection, thinking about the person that wants another one, okay? Some of you have physically got children with this person and you can't seem to get them to come back and understand something that you want, which is also like feelings and emotions, and someone is the masculine energy. They're not, because this is flaky energy. Somebody is losing interest in the connection itself. Losing interest, that's what I said. How long is a piece of string is how long that keeps going on. After some time, the energy goes stale, okay, and it's, or sour, but goes stale, okay, stale. And then it's kind of like, no, okay, and then you lose interest in the relationship, and you also lose interest in the energy that doesn't work as well, right? So there you go. That's what you got so far. So if you generically want me to take this back to your actual tarot reading itself, see what you got coming up for the rest of the month and read differently, hopefully, or the same, you will find it over on Patron, and it will be on the first tier and also the second one. The second one just gives you a load more, because that's where everything goes in the full access bundle, and that's everything that happens after the monthly and before it, depending on time. But if you just want the actual monthly reading, you can hopefully join just the first tier. It's very cheap, just gives you a little flavour of what the readings are, but the majority of them are on the full access bundle. It helps out the channel, it helps also support me doing everything that you also see on here. Okay, it gives me enough to be able to do everything. So you can find all of the links provided below. Thank you so much, Taurus, even personal emails and stuff like that, but for tarot readings, okay. Thank you so much, and I'll see you over on Patreon.